And welcome back to Good Day Columbia, the Untitled Travels team on Pendleton Street at the Bubble Tea Cafe. Yes, tea. Who would have thought that sucking on water dipped in a leaf would be good, but somebody thought it was a good thing, and it's a wildly popular drink now as well. Or Ryan, Pettit, did I say that right?
That's correct.
Pettit, bubble tea. So here's a fun fact for you. 79 billion servings of tea are served every year in just America alone.
That's correct.
79 billion. What is it about tea that people love?
So tea doesn't have the adverse effects of coffee, and it's healthier for you. It has antioxidants, so it makes people feel great afterwards.
You just feel good after drinking tea. All right, well, let's talk tea, because I'm a coffee drinker, and I've tried tea a couple of times in my life, and I'm always like, I just can't get into it. But tell me about the different kinds of teas and what they could do, like the popular ones. What do you got?
Yeah, so loose leaf teas are the best way to enjoy tea. It retains a lot of the flavor.
Loose leaf versus buying it in a little box in a little bag?
That's correct.
A little tea bag? Okay.
So we have a variety of different teas. All teas are made from the same plant, but typically it's the process in which they are produced that gives them that different taste and different type. So there's anything from black tea, white tea, Rooibos.
Earl Grey, give me some of the top ones. Let me open this baby up.
Earl Grey is an oolong tea.
Okay.
So it's most similar to a black tea, and it has
that one's strong.
About 12% of the caffeine compared to a cup of coffee.
So there's a lot less caffeine in a cup of tea, but there is still caffeine in a lot of tea.
That's correct. Yes.
So I have to drink 4 of these to get 1 cup of coffee, though.
That's correct.
All right, good enough. Good to know. I'll probably be healthier along the way, right? So what are some other ones? So you got Earl Grey, Orange Blossom. What about green tea?
Green tea, we've got a couple different varieties here. So we have the Serenity, which is one of our green teas, and also the Vitality.
Vitality. If I'm just starting out and I'm trying to get into the tea business or tea drinking, where do you want me to start?
I would recommend, if you're a coffee drinker, either starting off with one of the black teas or the green teas. Green teas have a lot of the properties that are beneficial for you.
Everybody hears that green tea is always the best stuff, helps you lose weight and all that kind of stuff. Is that real accurate?
Yes, it is, actually.
Really?
And it obviously depends on what you're adding to the tea as well. So as long as you're not adding excessive amounts of honey or sugar to it.
Right. Is it good to just drink that? I'll tell you what, go ahead and let's do a green tea then.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do that. Try green tea. Look at me, I'm trying tea for the first time. Janet, you'd be so darn proud here. Bubble Tea Cafe is on Pendleton. There's also one in Harbison, by the way. Ryan's one of the co-owners, and the other cool thing is it's a locally owned store. We're going to talk about your store here in just a couple of minutes as we do the restaurant tour, as it were, here on Good Day Columbia. So you're sticking that in. We have individual little bag too, right?
Yeah, so these are individual tea bags.
Right.
All of our hot teas are organic loose leaf teas.
Okay.
And we put the loose leaves into the tea bag and pull the drawstring.
Okay.
Make sure we have enough in there.
Yeah, go ahead and pack that thing right up, because I want it to taste better than just warm water.
And each tea bag will produce about 16 ounces or 2 coffee cups worth of tea.
There you go. All right, and so how long do I have to steeping it? How long do I have to steep it for?
So steep times depend on the type of tea. So for green tea, it's typically right around 4 minutes.
Okay.
So we have a carafe of hot water that we prepare, and letting it sit and steep in that water for about 4 minutes, and then you can add any of that creamer or sugar.
Do you want to add creamer? Does that kind of offset the flavor of the tea itself?
It depends on your personal taste. A lot of people that enjoy the creamer aspect of tea will do it, but I would usually recommend for people starting out to leave it out.
Just keep it clean, just like that. Ryan here at Bubble Tea Cafe. We're talking about different stuff they can do. They do a cool thing with bubble tea. We're going to talk about that a little later on as well. Celebrating local businesses, small businesses, and local restaurants as well this morning here on Good Day Columbia. Stick around. We're coming back, and I'm going to get teed. Here we go. Stay with us. It's not radiated, is it? Columbia, the Untitled Travels team, our little restaurant tour here on this Wednesday. We're at the Bubble Tea Cafe on Pendleton Street. This is Ryan, by the way, one of the owners of the Bubble Tea Cafe. Local owners, by the way. It's a local shop. It's not a franchise, which is a very important thing to point out as well when we talk about local business. But bubble tea is a global thing, though. Bubble tea. What exactly is bubble tea?
So bubble tea is a flavored tea, and traditionally it's made with what's called tapioca, which is made from a cassava root and also sweet potatoes. And it's formed into a little ball, and it comes at the bottom of your drink. Okay,
so it starts out, when you're doing the tapioca part, it starts out as this little ball?
Yep.
This is tapioca right here, guys. Like, I had tapioca pudding when I was a kid. All right, so how do you prepare it?
So that's the raw form. So the preparation process actually takes a little over an hour. We actually have to cook it using boiling water.
Right.
So we take the raw form of the tapioca and we stir it into the boiling water, and you have to stir continuously to make sure
Where does one find, if I want to do this at home, say, or try to do it, where would one find tapioca balls?
You can actually find a variety of different assortments from Asian or Korean markets here locally. Or we use a distributor that comes out of California.
Sure. Okay. And bubble tea stuff, like I said, is a national, worldwide favorite, I guess. Right?
That's correct. So most people that have had bubble tea are familiar with the tapioca because they are the traditional form of the bubbles. But we also have what are called jellies and popping pearls as well that have juice inside of them.
Ooh, what's that? Okay, so what's in here?
So those are little jello pieces, and then the popping pearls have fruit.
Does this taste any better? Can I try this?
Yeah, definitely try that.
So when it gets done, it comes out like that little dark...
Yeah, so when the tapioca pearls are finished, they have more of a gummy texture as opposed to that powdery texture. So they're soaked in a simple syrup, and they have kind of a caramel taste, and they're like eating a gummy bear.
Let me try one of these. Oh, I'm dropping them all over the place. They're kind of a cute little gummy. Probably good for you, too. All right, so you take this, and we head out and decide what kind of bubble we want, right?
That's correct.
Aaron, you got 150 flavors at your bubble tea cafe. Let's see. I want orange creamsicle.
Orange creamsicle?
Done. How do we do it?
All right. So we have two different ways that we can make the drink. Traditionally, it's made shaken. So with that...
Shaken, not stirred, my penny.
We add some ice.
Okay.
To our martini shaker. We do some type of creamer. We traditionally use a non-dairy creamer.
All right.
We add in this. I'm going to actually make our signature drink, the Tiger, because it's made with vanilla and orange creamsicle.
Ooh, I like that. Orange creamsicle. Remember when you're a kid, orange creamsicle? There's something about that taste. You cannot describe it. It just is. It just is. All right.
And then we add some simple syrup to that.
Now, this is actually still going to be tea, right?
That's correct. We use the black tea as a base, or we also have green tea.
All right. So it's kind of like an iced tea, like maybe iced tea on steroids, perhaps?
That's correct.
All right. And this is how it's made at all these across the world when you do the bubble tea?
Yeah, so it either can be made either hot, cold, or frozen.
Okay. Just like that. Really good stuff, guys. Tea is wildly popular, as you can tell, everywhere. In fact, I know Janet's excited about it. I'm trying to get into the world of tea, and we're going to teach you some things about that as well and put links up at WACH.com as well. Okay, ooh, we got the pearls. I forgot about the pearls. Come look at this. Yeah, all right, so these are pearls. All right, so toss the pearls in. Or the pearls go at the bottom?
Yes, that's
okay. I get that. All right, let me pearl up. Which one do you want me to use?
We'll use the orange ones.
Because it is an orange creamsicle.
Yep.
How much do I use?
Yep, that's good.
Really? Good. Okay. All right, scoop that in, just like that.
Do you want to pour it or wait?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, let's put it in. Let's do this. Let's ride this pony. Of course, the Bubble Tree Cafe, locally owned, guys, here on Pendleton Street. You can also check it out at Harbison Boulevard as well. It's the only one like it around, so... But that does look good. And this is tea. See, this is the kind of tea, Ryan, I could get into.
Yes.
This kind of tea I could drink all day long.
So
is this not as good for you, though, probably?
This has a little bit more calories, some sugar, but in comparison to a smoothie, it is healthier.
I don't need no stinking spoon. Ooh, that is really good. Bubble Tree Cafe. Bubble Tree Tea. Did I say tea. Bubble Tree? Bubble Tea.
Bubble Tea.
Bubble Tea Cafe. Try this, guys. We're talking tea this morning on Good Day Columbia. Stay with us. We got more coming from the tea shop. Tea like me, and you want to try maybe the green tea, but it's a little too tart for you. A little bit of honey, and you are looking and feeling good. A little tea tip here this morning at the Bubble Tea Cafe. Celebrating local business on a little restaurant tour. This is Ryan, the owner of the, or one of the owners anyway, of the Bubble Tea Cafe here on Pendleton Street and on Harbison. But tea isn't the only thing you all do either.
That's correct.
Coffee. Now we're back to my world. What do we got for coffee?
All right. So let's make a frozen variety, just like you'd get at other coffee shops.
Okay.
We use ice, obviously, as the base.
Now, can this kind of thing be made at home? Can you go buy some of this stuff and try this kind of thing at home?
You can't really get the various powders available, but you could use some of the ingredients and kind of replicate it.
Okay. Cool.
So we're using some creamer, some simple syrup.
All right.
And then we use a cold coffee.
And what I select, I said I wanted the white chocolate, right?
That's correct.
Look at all these flavors, by the way. Like all these flavors and things here when you come in the bubble tea. This is awesome. All things chocolate and coffee and all that. All right, so we can put in some white chocolate latte mix.
White chocolate.
All right, I like it so far. I'm in.
On the top.
That's always a part I forget when I'm blending at home. And guys, don't forget, we're going to put links for you at WACH.com here to the bubble tea and all that as well. All right, so we'll go over here to the blender. Man, I need one of those at my house. That's the kind of blender I'm talking about.
That's top of the line.
That's the Vitamax 52,000, right? I don't even know. That's probably not it, but still the Vitamax. I think I've been to a gym that has the same kind of blender, so yeah. Look at that thing go. So how many cups of coffee do you think you make in a day here at Bubble Tea?
We typically do anywhere from 50 to 70 cups of coffee.
And what about tea?
Tea, we do upwards of 100.
That's a lot of tea. Remember, 79 billion servings of tea are consumed by Americans every single year. All right, so we're good to go. We're going to try this out. This is pretty cool. I really like this stuff. this is not as good for me as the tea is, right, Ryan? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's got a little bit more of that caffeine and also additional sugar.
So I read somewhere China is the largest producer of tea. Is that still the case?
That is correct.
And there's only a few places in America that produce tea, and South Carolina is one of them. There's one in Charleston, right?
Yes.
What's that one called? Have you been down there?
I have not, actually. I have not had the opportunity.
All right, here we go. So this is the, what is it again?
That is a white chocolate latte.
Ooh, that's not bad. Probably not very good for me, though. All right, we're going to go back to the tea because it's a lot healthier anyway. We're talking the tea business here at the Bubble Tea Cafe. Ryan Pettit. Did I say that right? Pettit?
That's correct. Pettit.
I'm going to get it down before the end of the day, though. Got to stop down and see Ryan as well. We're going to learn a little bit about his business here coming up in just a little while. In fact, after 7 o'clock on Good Day Cool. Health properties of green tea, but it's like a superfood or something like that. Tea is no doubt a very popular thing. 79 billion with a B servings of tea Americans consume every single year. That's why this guy's in business. Ryan Pettit here, Bubble Tea Cafe here on Pendleton Street and also up in Harbison as we at the Tyler's Travels team are celebrating local restaurants and highlighting local businesses, and that's kind of a cool thing. Tell me a little bit about how you got into the tea business, dude, because you weren't like a tea guy initially.
No, I actually started off with Nestle. I was working in the corporate world and
wearing a suit every day.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be brutal, wouldn't it?
And then actually came across the opportunity. It was a business for sale. So it was pre-established, and my business partner and I decided to move forward and purchase the business.
It was time to go ahead and do that. And the cool thing about the Bubble Tree, I guess the cafe itself, Bubble Tea, I keep saying Bubble Tree, I don't know why, but Bubble Tea is it's internationally popular, but this isn't a franchise. This is your little slice of heaven here, and that's kind of a cool thing. It's a locally owned deal.
That's correct. So we have this location and then also the one out in Harbison, and independently owned and operated.
Now, you said something to me earlier when we were talking off the air. You're talking about why you wanted to get involved and open your own business here to create more local economy.
Yeah, so it's to have that impact on the local economy in Columbia, and then also work with nonprofit organizations and do something that's beneficial.
Now, you guys also, and this is kind of cool, that's why I like to meet these guys who own local business, small businesses. You can too, by the way. But you like highlight one a month. What are some of the big ones you work with?
Yeah, so most recently we worked with Relay for Life on campus. We've also worked with Alayla Cancer Society and MDA and Palmetto Lifeline and Pets Inc. So it's across the board.
Right across the board, from pets to cancer to everything else.
That's
Bubble
correct.
Bubble Tea. I'll get it done before the end of the day. I'll be sleeping Bubble Tea Cafe. So teas, fun stuff. You get hot teas and cold teas. The Bubble Tea, which is this fun frozen thing. Don't forget to put honey in your green tea if you're just new to tea. I just started today. I've had like 3 glasses in my whole life, besides Snapple. Snapple is not really tea, is it? Sorry, Snapple guys, it's true. But so I'm going to keep drinking tea. But really, it's just real popular. Why do you think that is?
I think that people are concerned about health, and so they're looking at the better-for-you properties of tea versus coffee, and still get the caffeine, but also have the antioxidants and additional vitamins.
Perfect. All right, this is Ryan Pettit, the owner of the Bubble Tea Cafe, Pendleton Street, and up on Harbison. If you have a hankering for a tea or even an iced coffee, you get one of those here as well. But stop by and see Ryan and check out his cool little business, man. Thank you for sharing with us this morning. Really appreciate it. Yes, I'm going to be a tea lover now, or a tea liker. Can I start small? Baby steps?
Start
tea liker. But I like this frozen coffee, so it's good stuff. Well, stick around. We got a lot more Good Day Columbia on the way. We are not done until 9 a.m. Stay with us.